Hi, welcome to Old School Blues Guitar. It is time for the classic end tag for the months of January through March 2018. In keeping with my theme these months, I'm going to go back and try to correct some mistakes I've made. And one area where I've made some mistakes was with end tags, Freddy King end tags. And I've taught a couple of these, and in each case I've gotten them wrong. And the way that I'm wrong is by a chord shape that I thought Freddy King used, which he actually uses something else. If you watch my chord lesson for this month, I go over the chord shape, so I'm not going to spend as much time on that here. But let's take, for instance, the end tag for Sensation, which is a song in the key of A. So when he gets to the end of the song, this is the one that goes like this. Whoops. Kind of like that. And he gets to the end of it and he does an end tag like this. And the way I taught it before, I did something like this. I got the first part of it right. What I thought, just, not knowing any better, I thought it was an A ninth shape. So he was going from a B flat ninth to an A ninth, first position ninth chord. And if you listen to it, it kind of sounds like that. You can see that's where I went off the rails. But one of my subscribers who lives in Texas, or who saw some guys who saw Freddy King play or somehow knew this, explained to me in a comment that actually he's making this chord shape. And that is the chord difference. So when you end this song, that's one mistake I made. The other mistake is not only did I get the chord wrong, but the lead-in note. So the way I showed it was like this. And right when he finishes that single string run, that descending run, he's going to do this. Open fifth string. And what that does, if you listen real carefully, you hear it. And it's muted with his right hand palm. It gives him a second to get his fingers around to play that last chord. And so the whole thing goes like this. And if you listen to the original recording of Sensation, you'll hear that. So that little open followed by a B flat, seventh, to an A seventh, A ninth. I call it a seventh, ninth chord because I'm not sure what it is, but that's how you do it. So check out the chord lesson with this month's batch of lessons. It's on my website on the playlist for featured chords. And I'll show you the chord, break it down note for note. Now another end tag that I teach in one of my other lessons covering some of the instrumentals of the 50s and 60s, blues guitar instrumentals, is an instrumental called Out Front. And at the end of Out Front, he does this end like this. And then I thought he did an E second position E ninth chord, taking it from the 5th, 6th, 7th frets. So that's what I thought he did. But again, I was wrong. What he's doing is using that same shape that he had here, moving it over. It's a B7th shape. And again, I've got this on a separate lesson this month. So he takes this B7th and he starts it here at the 5th fret with my second finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, which makes it a D7th. So he does this walking thing. And then he's going to go. So I'm just taking the D7th, E flat 7th, E. So even though it's a B7th shape, I've moved it to the 7th fret, and the 5th string there at the 7th fret is an E. So that's how I wind up like that. There's another end tag, I think it's for another song I did called Just Pickin', which I haven't done a YouTube lesson for. I've got this on a new series. And he does something similar with the end tag where he ends up with that chord. So there's a couple Freddy King end tags. The first one for Sensation. And then for out front, which I teach as one of my instrumental lessons on YouTube, and you'll hear the difference. If you listen to what I taught originally, or if you just listen to the original recording, you'll hear the difference there. So the Freddie King end tags, there's a couple different. The first one from Sensation, the second one from out front, and with the corrections there, so if you want to play them exactly like they were played on the record, you can. I think in a few other places, Freddie King actually uses that B7 shaped chord instead of what I thought was a ninth chord, but that's something we can talk about some other time. So there are the end tag lessons for January, February, March 2018, and I'll be back again in a couple months with something new. See you then.